have you seen the latest doc? Right, we've got to look at this, right? Because this is with respect of, we'll go on to this screen here. The defendant's objection to the state's request for additional restitution. So they're basically, the state is requesting more money. Now, bearing in mind, Brian Kohberger is in fucking, what do you call it? He's literally in prison. He's locked up. He's completely locked up, and he can't earn money. He's not going to earn money. He's never going to be able to earn money again. And on top of that, he's not ever going to get out. That's how it looks at the moment, anyway. But they are asking, look, comes now Brian C. Kohberger, buying through his attorneys of record. This is going to blow your fucking hair back. If you haven't seen this, Doc, this is going to blow your head back. Check this out. Comes now Brian C. Kohberger, buying through his attorneys of record, and hereby objects to the state's request for additional restitution filed September 22nd, 2025. The grounds for objection are that the plea agreement specified funeral expenses and funds reimbursed through Idaho's Crime Victim Compensation Fund in an amount to be determined within 60 days. So they got a payout from the Crime Victims Compensation Fund. So they'd already got funeral expenses and funds reimbursed through that, right? From July 2025, so July 23rd, 2025, Mr. Kohberger stipulated to those amounts, resulting in court orders in the amount of $28,956.88 on August 29, 2025. The additional funds sought do not qualify as an economic loss under Idaho Code 195304 because Stephen Christy Gonsalves and Karen, that should be obviously Laramie, I'm sure that that's fucking spelt wrong, which I don't think I've yet to read a fucking doc that's got everything spelt right in it. So we've got Stephen Christie. Lo and behold, we've got those two families. So received extensive funds through multiple GoFundMe campaigns that specifically asked for and covered the expenses sought. Mr. Kohberger has no ability now or in the future to pay restitution because he is serving 4 consecutive life sentences plus 10 years. You're also going to find out something else that is a rule for Idaho as we continue. But it says a judgment was entered against Mr. Kohberger on July 23rd, 2025. The plea agreement stated the state may seek restitution orders regarding funeral expenses and crime victims' compensation reimbursement in an amount to be determined. The judgment of conviction ordered $251,227 and a foo change in criminal fines and fees. That in itself makes you laugh because ultimately the victims' families get a small amount. And the government gets $250,000. Brilliant, isn't it? 20 grand as civil judgment for each of the families named in the indictment, and also directed the state to notice restitution for Heron if the parties cannot stipulate to an amount within 60 days. With respect to the Crime Victims Compensation Program and funeral expenses, the parties so stipulated on August 27th, 2025 to 28.9k. And corresponding orders were entered on August 8th, 2025. On September 22nd, 2025, the state filed its state's request for restitution and motion to seal exhibit, seeking an additional 20 grand for Stephen Christy Gonsalves and 6,920 for Karen Laramie. Oh, they actually spelt it right there. An itemised statement with receipts was attached under seal. No documentation showing reimbursement by the Crime Victims Compensation Fund was included. The receipts relate to travel and accommodation. Travel and accommodation. Fucking hell, look. The plea agreement is unambiguous about the restitution categories Mr. Koberger agreed to pay, and once receipts and verification were provided, he stipulated accordingly. This court must consider contractual terms that are expressly provided in the plea agreement, as well as those contractual terms that are implied, State versus Fowler. We don't need to read any of that little segment. Given the express language in the plea agreement, the only additional receipts submitted that may fall within the contractual terms are those for the earns. The state has an obligation to stand by the terms of the plea agreement that Mr. Koberger relied upon. Economic loss. Right, fucking hell. Economic loss includes, but is not limited to, the value of property taken, destroyed, broken, or other harmed, lost wages, and direct out-of-pocket losses or expense, such as medical expense resulting from the criminal conduct, but does not include less tangible damage, such as pain and suffering, wrong death, or emotional distress. Thank you very much, Jason. Thank you very much. Don't change for anyone. You got this, bud. Do it your way. You'll make it. Love your videos. Thank you very much, Jason. Bless your heart. So basically, we don't pay for emotional distress. Do you know what I mean? You can't really put an amount on that, can you? Here we go. Several GoFundMe campaigns resulted in funds raised for the Gonsalves and Laramie families. Specifically, one GoFundMe campaign for Madison and Kaylee raised $73,493. These funds were promoted as going to both families, and then they've got a link to the GoFundMe. Another GoFundMe campaign for Karen Laramie raised $48,815 to help Maddy's family attend the Idaho trial, and also clarified that the funds were in fact used to travel to Boise for hearings, which was their $48,000 worth of hearings. You tell me in the comments, including the sentencing. And then there's got a link to that one. It says a third GoFundMe campaign for Steve and Christy Gonsalves raised $85,583 for the purpose of attending court hearings in Boise after venue was changed. See this, and they've obviously got different links that you can go and check out. Given the specific funds sought and obtained for expenses to travel to Boise, the request should be denied because neither family suffered an economic loss for that which the state seeks reimbursement. Both families did indicate a desire to refund any donations after the case was solved after sentences, but whether they were able to accomplish this or donors requested funds returned is not included in the state's motion, which, who knows? You know, maybe they did, maybe they don't, maybe they didn't. I think people have to physically go into it and request it. Who knows? I don't know how that works. I know they did offer it. They certainly did offer it, so we can't criticise them for not offering it. But it's a lot of this, isn't it? There's a lot of this, and it just gives you this really uncomfortable feeling that this is just this money grab. It feels so much like a money grab, and it's fucking bizarre. It's no different than like the Charlie Kirk situation where you see all this merch being made. Do you know what I mean? They've literally got like the Freedom t-shirt that's been done in red, for fuck's sake, and it's got the date of his death on the fucking arm of it. And I'm like, it's just so fucking death merch. Do you know what I mean? And then it just goes on about basically Brian Koberger's inability to pay. Which in a nutshell, it basically says, look, he's not going to be able to pay, so you can tell him what you want, but he's not going to be able to pay it. And he can't even earn through, say, if he did a book or if he'd done a film, anything like that, he can't get paid from it. And what do we know? We know that there is a film coming out. There is a film coming out. I think I've actually got it up here. Let's go up to dual share. So they are, which I'm sure most of you know. Brian Koberger, Idaho murder case gets Hollywood treatment in new true crime film. Miles Murray cast to play admitted murderer Brian Koberger in upcoming production based on the shocking 2022 killings of 4 University of Idaho students. So yeah, they've even got this as well. And you can't fucking tell me that these families are not going to earn off this. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you very much. You're looking absolutely amazing today, Hearts. Happy Sundays. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Let me know what you think. Is it me, or does this just feel real? It's getting into the realms of it is just. Well, I don't know. I think it's been like this for a while, but let me know in the comments what you think.